Hello everyone. Today we study about laws of mathematical logic or equivalence formulas. So, first law is domination law. P and T is equal to T or P and F is equal to F. So, we know F or F is equal to F, otherwise all are the T. And here no making any sense to think that our result is F because second result is T. So no any effect of P on the result. If we put P as a T, then T or T always T. Or we put P as F, then F or T is equal to T. So again no effect on the result because result is changed when both the variables are the F, then the output is F. So this is the domination law. P or T is equal to T. Now we check P and F is equal to F. So again we know T and T is equal to T, otherwise all are the F. So both variable we want T. If any one variable is not T, then the result is no any possibility to come result T. So here P and F is always F because again we check, put P as a T, then T and F is F. If we put P as F, then F and F always F. So on this basis we understand the domination law. Now second is identity law. P and T. Now second is identity law. P and T is equal to P or P or F is equal to P. So again we check the law is true or false. So we know T and T is equal to T, otherwise all are the F. So if we put P as a T, then T and T is equal to T. So again here we put P as a T, then result we get T. If we put F P is equal to F, then F and T is equal to F. Means if we put P as F, then the output is also F. So on this basis we says P and T is equal to P. Now we check P or F is equal to P. So again we know F or F is equal to F, otherwise all are the T. So here second variable is F. Now we check the first variable is F or T. So assume we put P is equal to T, then T or F is equal to T. So when we put P as a T, then the result is also T. If we put P as a F, then F or F is equal to F. So again we put P as F, then output is come F. So on this basis we identify the identity law. Now next law is double negation. Means negation of negation P is equal to P. Negation cancel here and only P is the output. So negation of negation is equal to P. The negation get cancelled. Now the commutative law. P or Q is equal to Q or and Q is equal to Q and P. This is the commutative law. When we want to change the result P or Q is equal to Q or P, then we use the commutative law. Now the associative law. P or Q or R is equal to P or in bracket Q or R. So here the bracket are changes. Now again P in bracket P and Q and R is equal to P and in bracket Q and R. This is the associative law. Means if the connectives are the same, then we change the brackets. This is the associative law. Now the distributive law. P or in bracket Q and R is equal to P or Q and P or R. So P or Q, here we write P or Q, then the and is come outside the bracket, then P or R. P or R. Now same here. P and Q are come outside the bracket, and then we again write P and R. P and R. This is the distributive law. Now understand, when we use associative law, when we use distributive law, if the connectives are the same, then that time we use associative law. And when the connectives are the difference, means if one connective is and another are the or, that time we use distributive law. Now De Morgan's law. Negation of P and Q is equal to negation P or negation Q. Here we multiply the bracket with negation, means negation come into the bracket, and change the connective, means if in the bracket and is present, then the output is or. Same here, if negation of in bracket P or Q, then the output is negation P and negation Q, means multiply with negation to the bracket and change the connectives. If and is present, then change into the Q. If and is present, then change into the or. If or is present, then change into the and. This is the De Morgan's law. Second is absorption law. P or in bracket P and Q is equal to P, or P and P or Q is equal to P. This is the absorption law. Now the negation law. P or negation P is equal to T, or P and negation P is equal to F. If the result is T, then we called tautology, and if result is F, then we called contradiction. Now we check the result. So suppose if we put P as a T, then T or negation P means if we put P, then the negation P is false. Then T or F is equal to T, because we know F or F is equal to F, otherwise all are the T. So T or F is equal to T. So same here, if we put P as a T, then T and F, because negation of T is F, so T and F is equal to F, because we know again T and T is equal to T, otherwise all are the F. So if result is F, then it is a contradiction, and if result is T, then this is the tautology. Now the equivalence law or biconditional law. P biconditional Q, we write P conditional Q and Q conditional P. First write P conditional Q and Q conditional P. This is the equivalence or biconditional law. Now implication law or conditional law. P conditional Q means negation of P or Q. Now again by conditional law, this is the same, means P biconditional Q is equal to P conditional Q and Q conditional P. But when we put P conditional Q law, means if we put conditional law here, then again negation P or Q and negation Q or P, because we know the conditional law. P conditional Q is equal to first variable with negation or second variable as it is. So I hope you get the idea about all these laws. Now we solve one question. Show that LHS is equal to RHS. So to solve this question, we have two ways. First, take LHS, solve and the final result, and take RHS, find out the final result and show that LHS result and RHS result are the equal. This is the one way. Or second way, take LHS as it is, solve and show that the result of LHS is equal to RHS. So we take LHS, we start to solve. Taken LHS, P conditional in bracket Q conditional R. So first we use conditional law for the outer bracket, so or solve for the inner bracket, no any effect on the result. So this is the equivalence symbol. Then P conditional. Now here we use conditional law. Q conditional R means negation Q or R, because we know the conditional law is negation of first variable or second variable, right, as it is. This is the conditional law. So first we use conditional law. Now second again we use conditional law for the outer bracket. So negation P or the second variable, right, as it is. So the second bracket, right, as it is. Now look at the equation. Here the connectives of the equation are the same. So here we use the associative law because both are the connectives are the OR. So we use associative law and change the bracket. Negation P or negation Q or R. Here we use associative law. Now we take negation common from the given bracket. So we use now De Morgan's law. Negation P, and we now change the connective. If OR is present, then write and Q. So let's check the given equation. We write true or false. If we solve this equation, means negation P, change the connective and OR, replace and with OR. So negation P or negation Q, multiply negation with bracket and change the connective. If we solve this bracket, then we get again the above equation. So for that we use here De Morgan's law. Take connective negation as a common and change the connective and write the equation, and RR is as it is. So here we use De Morgan's law. Now we know negation of the first variable or second variable as it is. So we write here conditional law. P and Q conditional with R, because when we solve the given equation, means given conditional law means negation of the first variable. Suppose this is P conditional with Q, then negation Q or negation P or Q, because we know P conditional Q is equal to negation P or Q, means negation of the first variable. So negation of the first variable is here OR, so we write here also OR, and second variable as it is. This second variable is as it is. So here we use conditional law and we show that LHS is equal to RHS, because in the given equation also we want P and Q bracket conditional with R. So we find out the result, P conditional Q negation with R. So LHS is equal to RHS. This is the one way, and second way, take LHS, find out the final result, then take RHS, find out the final result, and show that result of both LHS and RHS are the equal. Now the second law is duality law. Two formulas A and A star can be obtained from each other by replacing and by or by and, T by F and F by T. So if A is P or Q and R, then A star is P and Q or R. Replace or by and by or. This is the duality law. Now the tautological implication. P implies Q means P conditional with Q is a tautology. If this symbol is present, then we write as it is P conditional Q, but the result is always T, means it is a tautology. Let's we solve one example. P and Q implies with Q and P. This is not equivalence symbol, this is the implies. So we know P implies Q means P conditional with Q is tautology. So on this basis we write the equation P and Q implies P and Q. Now our target is find out the result as a T. So let's we start to solve. First we solve this conditional symbol with the help of conditional law. So conditional law is negation of the first variable P and Q ORing with second variable as it is Q using conditional law. Now we solve the second condition by using conditional law. So first bracket as it is P and Q or negation P or Q. This is also conditional law. Now we use De Morgan's law and solve the bracket, means multiply with negation and change the connective. So negation P and negation Q or negation P or Q using De Morgan's law. Now observe neatly, all are the connectives are the OR. So we change the bracket or remove the brackets because no effect on the result. So we remove the bracket or change the brackets. So P or negation P, because all connectives are the same, so we change it the bracket or negation P or negation Q or Q. This negation P as it is and the second negation P we change the bracket and come out of the bracket and write negation P or negation P, and this negation Q write in the second bracket negation Q or Q. Now we know negation P or negation P means if we assume negation P as a P, then P or P always P. So negation P or negation P is also negation P. Or negation Q or Q means if we assume Q as a P, then we know negation P or P is equal to T, because F or F, otherwise all are the T. So if one is F and other is T, then the result is always T. So this bracket we solve and the output is T. First bracket, the output is negation P. Now negation P or T, we know F or F is equal to F, or otherwise all are the T. So no matter what is the negation P, F or T, the final result is always T, because second variable we given as a T. Here we use elimination law. So on this way we solve, and so on this way we get the required output, which is T. Now the next concept is functionally complete set of connectives. It is a set of connectives in which every formula can be expressed in the term of equivalence formulas containing the connectives from this set. Means the set of negation or and negation and. If these two sets are the present in the equation, then the equation is called functionally complete set of connectives. Only those connectives are the present. One is negation and or second one set is negation and. So for example, the equation is given P and Q biconditional are, then we put, then by using biconditional law we write P and Q conditional R and R conditional Q. This is the biconditional law. And now we use conditional law. P and negation Q or R and negation R or P. When we solve again, then only we want in the result one set is negation or second set is negation and. If both of the set, any one set is present in the result, then this is called complete set of connectives. And we know the negation and or we called as a NOR, and negation and we called as a NAND. So these NOR and NAND set are called complete set, and this complete set is also called minimal set. Disjunction use the word sum, and for conjunction we use the word product. So first is the elementary product. Product of the variable and their negation in a formula is called elementary product. Example: P negation P and Q, negation P and P, etc. Now the elementary sum. The sum of the variable and their negation in a formula is called elementary sum. Minterms. Elementary product having P or its negation and Q or its negation, but not both variables and their negation in the same term. It's called minterms. For n number of variables, total 2 raised to n minterms are the possible. Let's example: P and Q is the 2 variable, then the total minterms are 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4 minterms are the possible for the 2 variable P and Q. Now the max term. Elementary sum having P or its negation, Q or its negation, but not both variables and their negations in the same term is called max term. Again, for n number of variables, total 2 raised to n max terms are the possible. Now disjunction normal form. DNF means disjunction normal form. This is the sum of the elementary product. Disjunction means we know sum. So sum of the elementary products means and. Now conjunction normal form. We know conjunction means product. So product of elementary sum. In short, when we go for the DNF means disjunction, then disjunction means sum and sum means OR. Play a role for the connectives of the two variables. So OR is the outside the bracket and is the inside the bracket. This is the disjunction normal form. And in the conjunction normal form, product of the elementary sum. Conjunction means and is the connective between the two variables. So and come outside the bracket and or goes into the bracket. This is the conjunction normal form. Principal disjunction normal form means sum of the minterms. And principal conjunction normal form means product of the max term. So how to solve the PDNF means principal DNF, principal disjunction normal form. Principal disjunction normal form means disjunction of the minterms. Go on solving the example. Get disjunction of elementary product. Third step is for each elementary product add the false terms in a missing variable to make it minterms. Use the distributive law to make the separate minterms. Principal conjunction normal form means conjunction of the max term. Again, first step is go on the solving the example. Get conjunction of the elementary sum. Third step is for each elementary sum add tautology terms of missing variable to make it max term. So first example, find DNF. DNF means disjunction normal form. Which type of output we want means in two bracket connected with disjunction means OR, and in bracket all other connective are the AND. This is the form of DNF means disjunction normal form. So okay, we start now to solve. So first we use biconditional law and solve the whole equation. Q conditional P and Q. We know the conditional law. Suppose the whole bracket is P and this whole bracket is Q. Then P biconditional with Q means P conditional with Q and Q conditional with P. This is the biconditional law which we know. So now this Q conditional with P. Now then next step is we use conditional law. Here we use biconditional. Law. Now here we use conditional law. Equation P or Q, but conditional law we know. Suppose these two bracket are the P and Q, then negation of the first variable ORing with second variable as it is and Q. So the first negation is conditional law and second negation is the whole P, means this negation is keep as it is from the above equation and second negation is come from the conditional law. That's why here now two negations are the present. And again we use conditional law, negation of first variable and Here we use conditional law. Now the negation is get cancelled. We know double negation law. So this negation and this negation get cancelled, and P or Q keep as it is, or P and Q. This is the one bracket, and remaining right as it is. Negation P and Q, or P or Q. Now we use distributive law to solve the whole equation. So suppose this is P and this is Q and Q or P. So we use distributive law. The first variable with whole equation, so P or Q, and the whole equation this negation P or Q, or negation P or Q. This or again P and Q, this second variable with this whole equation, and negation P and Q, negation P or Q. Here we use distributive law. Now again we use distributive law. So this P and P or Q, or this whole equation we use distributive law. P or Q and negation P and Q. This is the one term, or in with again P and Q and negation P or Q. And for this second equation, P and this P or Q, we assume this whole equation as P and the equation is P or Q. So how we write using distributive law? P and Q, and with negation of P and Q, this is the one bracket, or P and Q and negation P or Q. This is the another. Now we know P and negation P is equal to F. Suppose the whole bracket is the P. So P or Q and negation P or Q means, suppose we assume P or Q as a P, then P and negation P is F. Same here again. Suppose the whole bracket is P. Why? Because P and Q and negation P and Q. So if we suppose P and Q as a P, then P and negation P is F. So now we write here the first bracket, write as it is, negation of P and Q, or the whole bracket result is F, because P and negation P is F, or again this whole bracket result is F, because P and negation P is F, or P and Q and negation P or Q. Now we use distributive law. P and the whole bracket negation of P and Q, or Q and negation P and Q. Or P and negation P or Q and Q negation of P or Q. Here we use distributive law. Now we use De Morgan's law. This negation multiply with the bracket. P and negation P and converted into R negation Q. R Q and negation P or negation Q. Or P and negation P and again we use distributive law. P and negation P or P and negation Q. This P multiply with this whole bracket and use distributive law. Now or again use here distributive law. Q and negation P or Q or negation Q. Q or negation Q. Q and negation P or P and negation Q. Or now the connectives are the same here, all are the AND. So we know the associative law. If we change the bracket, no effect on the result. So P and negation P. We write P and negation P. We use here associative law because the connectives are the same. And negation Q and again here we used associative law because the connectives are the same. So Q and negation Q and negation P. Now P and negation P is F. So F and this given equation write as it is negation Q. Or here we use commutative law because for our simplicity P is variable, write first and then write Q. So P and Q, this term and this term is same. This is the commutative law. Or P or negation Q or negation Q. This is again T. Q or negation Q is T because F, otherwise all are the T. Or Q or negation Q is F because we know T, otherwise all are the F. So this is F. Or P and negation Q is F because T, otherwise all are the F. So this again F and negation Q, this is the one term, and Q and negation Q again F and negation P. Now we know F or P is P. So suppose this whole equation is P, so F or P is P. So write the bracket as it is, P and negation Q, or negation P and Q, because again we know P or F is P. So again we write the equation as it is, or F and negation Q is F. This is the domination law. And again F and negation P is F. And F and F again F. So this is F, or the whole equation write as it is, P and negation Q, or negation P and Q. Now we know P or F is P, means the remaining whole equation write as it is, or negation P and Q. Now this is our answer. This is the PDNF. So this is the DNF. DNF means disjunction normal form. DNF means sum of the elementary product. So sum means OR and product means AND, sum of the elementary product. So always remember DNF means disjunction. So disjunction come in the middle of the equations and the small brackets are connected with the AND. Disjunction normal form. Conjunction normal form means we know conjunction means AND. So two brackets are connected with the AND. And the bracket connectives is OR. So DNF means we know sum of the elementary product. So these are the product and this is the sum. So sum of the elementary products means DNF, and product of the elementary sum. Product means AND. Product of elementary sums. Sum means OR. This is the CNF. So follow the same procedure and find out the DNF and CNF. So next question is obtain PCNF and PDNF. So DNF is one thing and PDNF is one thing. When we find out DNF, then no required any condition, but when PDNF we find out, that time we know the definition. PDNF is disjunction of the minterms, and minterms are the elementary product having P or negation P and Q or negation Q, but not the both in the same term. It's called the minterms. So and PDNF is the disjunction of the minterms, means when we find out PDNF, in one small bracket only P or negation P, not present both, means this term P and negation P, this is not PDNF because this is not mean term. Mean terms required P or negation P in one bracket, not present both in the one bracket. So this is the one thing. Second thing, PDNF required how many variables are present in the equation. This means suppose in the question 3 variables are the present, then small one bracket form with the 3 variables. Those 3 variables negation or the variable, but not any 2 or any 3. This is the conditions of the PDNF. But DNF has no any condition, means if 3 variables are present in the whole equation and if small bracket form any 2 variable, then no any issue. But when we find out the PDNF, if the equation is formed with the help of 3 variable, then the small bracket of the whole equations are formed with the 3 variables. So now we solve the equation and understand the concept of PDNF and PCNF, which is the both are the concept are the same, but we know conjunction and disjunction, means principal conjunction normal form and principal disjunction normal form. Methods are the same, but concept are the different. Let's start to solve. So first we use conditional law to solve the one bracket. Negation of negation P or R and Q conditional P. Here we use conditional law. Now we use biconditional law, and here we see negation of negation P. So here simple negation get cancelled and only P or R, and here we use biconditional law. Q and P and P and Q. This is the biconditional law. Now we use conditional law to solve the equation. Negation Q or P and negation of the first variable or in with second variable as it is. This is the conditional law. Now see the equation carefully. Here P, R and Q are the 3 variables are present. So each small bracket are formed with the 3 variables. Those P, Q and R, P, Q and R, P, Q and R. So if negation are present, then no any issue. But we want each small bracket with the 3 variables, because here 3 variables are present in the equation. This is the difference between the DNF and PDNF, CNF and PCNF. So here now 2 possibilities. One, use distributive law and solve the equation, or second, we know P and negation P is equal to F, and F or P is equal to P. So if we use those formulas and put up in the equation, so let P or R, this is the small bracket we write as it is, and ORing with P and negation P. So no any effect form in the equation, because we know P and negation P is F and F or P is equal to P. We know the results. So that's why we use here. But here P and Q are present. P and R is present. What we want? Q variable. So which variable is absent? Taking negations of those variables. So here we take Q and negation Q is F, ORing with P means suppose the whole bracket is P. So F or P is P. So again we get the previous bracket. Now this is the one bracket now, and now the second variable. Same concept we use. Here Q and P is present but R is absent. So first write bracket as it is, or P ORing with R and negation R, because let's again we see R and negation R is F or P is P. So again we get the previous bracket. So no any if change we do in the previous equation. Now third way bracket. Here P and Q present, again negation, again R is absent. So first write third bracket as it is, or now R variable is absent, that's why we ORing with R variable. Now use distributive law. P or R or Q and P or R or negation R, negation Q. This is distributive law used for the first bracket. And now second, negation P or Q. This is the one variable, or P or negation P, suppose. So here again we use distributive law, negation Q, or this one bracket write as it is. No, we here use this one bracket as it is, and distributive law use for the second bracket. So negation Q or P or R and negation Q or P or negation R. Q, P or negation R. Now we solve third bracket. This and negation P or Q or R, P, Q or R, and negation P or Q or negation R. This here we use distributive law and solve the whole equation. So if we see carefully, then each small bracket are formed with the help of the OR variable or connectives, and those brackets are connected with AND. So now we get the idea. This is the CNF, PCNF equation. But first we see any bracket is get repeated. So P or Q or R, P or R or negation Q or P or R. So here see carefully, P or R or negation Q means these two bracket are come repeated. This is the repeated bracket. Now again we check any other bracket is repeated, negation Q or P or negation R, negation P or Q or R, negation P or Q or negation R. Again here those two brackets are the repeated. So those two brackets write once. So P or Q or R. So here no any effect if we change the variable because the connectives are the same, and this is the associative law. And P or R or negation Q or these two brackets are the repeated, so we write only once, and negation Q or P or negation R, and again we here this bracket is repeated but we write only one time, and negation P, this is the bracket right here as it is, or R. Now this is our PCNF and F, because the connectives to connect two brackets are the and means C, conjunction. So PCNF, and our required conditions are also satisfied because small brackets are connected with the or, those two brackets are connected with and if three variables are present, then each small bracket are formed with the three variable. If two variables are present, then each small bracket are formed with the two variable. But here three variables are present and each small bracket also formed with the three variables. So this is our PCNF. Now we know PCNF, PDNF, min terms, max terms are formed if variables are the three, then total 2 raised to n means 2 raised to 3, which is 8. 2 raised to n min terms are the possible, or the max terms are the possible. So total PDNF and PCNF form 2 raised to n brackets. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are the present in the PCNF, then remaining 4 bracket are the PDNF form, because PCNF plus PDNF is equal to 2 raised to n. So if 4 brackets are the present in the PCNF, then the remaining 4 brackets are present in the PDNF. So which 4 variables are not present in the above equation, we write here as a negation S, and write remaining all brackets which are not present in the above equation. So those are P or Q or negation R, and negation P or negation Q or R, and negation P or negation Q or negation R. Last one is negation P or Q or negation R. These are the remaining PCNF in the above equation. So the remaining which is not present in the PCNF, these are the negation S, and negation of negation S are the PDNF. So negation of these all means where is the or converted into the and write P, and where is the P, write there negation, and if negation is present, then negation get cancelled and only one variable is come. So now the PDNF is negation P and negation Q and R, or P and Q or negation R, because negation get cancelled or converted into the and here only variable is present, so that's why here negation is right. Now and converted into or, P and Q and R, or P and negation Q and R. This is the PCNF. Let's check. DNF means disjunction. So the small brackets are connected with disjunction, which is the OR, and small brackets are connected with the and three variables are the form the small brackets. So this is the PDNF. Remember, PCNF and PDNF is equal to 2 raised to n. So which is not present in the PCNF, the remaining brackets are the negation S, and negation of negation S is the PDNF. If we find out the PDNF, then again same, which is not present in the PDNF, write as a negation S, and negation of negation S is the PCNF, vice versa. So now I hope you get the idea how to find out the PCNF, PDNF, which conditions are the required to find out the PCNF and PDNF. Thank you.